And cheer for Mike Shea. Thank you. A big round of applause for Michael for putting this night on, please. Yes. And another round of applause for somehow maintaining the name Michael, which I didn't seem to be able to do. Oh, okay. Yes. No. I'm called Mike. I never asked. I like Michael's a way better name. You guys are his parents? Well done. Well, no one else could actually be his parents sitting there. So that's why I pointed it. Okay, I'm just gonna leave. Would you prefer that? Would you prefer if I just went home? Okay, cried myself. Anyway, no, I never made. Okay, I wanted to talk about this, but there's not just frustration. I couldn't spell the name Michael, which is mainly why it was taken away from me. I always spelled it like mixed up the A and E on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he does.
He does. He does. Well, you don't really care though. What's your name?
Adam.
Adam, yeah, so fuck that. Yeah, it's easy to spell anyway. A-D-D-D-A-N. Easy peasy. Okay. I'm gonna name my kid QWERTY, just so it's way easier. But then I'm gonna make him spell it K-W-E-R-T-I. That'll fuck him up. QWERTY. Look up that. A comic before in the first half was talking about those Kim Cattrall type Americans, which is funny enough, that's what I am. I'm one of those Kim Cattrall type Americans, meaning that I'm from Canada. There you go. From Toronto, like Kim Cattrall. Woo! You guys don't think my accent is annoying at all, do you? You guys have the worst accents in London. The city's so big. You have so many streets here. Why is there so many pies everywhere? How come no one sells Budweiser? Budvar? What the fuck is Budvar? You pretentious bunch of cunts? That was a character, not my actual opinion. So, good shit. Oh god. You're all looking at me, and I'll clear this up now. You're all looking at me going, geez, I wonder what ethnicity that guy is. Well, I'm half Siamese. That's why there's only one of me. There's a bit of British wit for you. No! What do you know about wit? I had to pass a test to get into this country. I had to find the airport. What have you ever had to do? What have you ever had to do? Not a lot, exactly. And you know what? Look, and I'm not going to say old. You're older than me, and I respect that. I've got this thing, I'm trying to write this whole piece, but it just ends up getting really depressing about how I'm turning 30 this year. And the idea of death now is becoming very real and horrifying me. I'd rather just sleep. I don't want to die. I'd rather just sleep. You know what I mean? I want to live as long as you have. I want my eyes to go and my hair to go. I want to get to that point. I want to wear shirts with fish on them. Because I like to fish, okay? And one time I went to Antigua, and I saw this shirt, and I thought, this really makes a lot of sense to where I'm at right now. When I was young, I liked guitars and pussy, but now, cats. I'm a cat. You fucks. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like that and wear, ridiculously cool shoes that are just like out of nowhere, and like, yeah. Now young girls are looking at them going, fuck, maybe I would. Maybe I would. And you've got a Marlin tattoo. Yeah, because you caught one, Got out of the house, caught a Marlin, got a tattoo of it. Fuck yeah. Not even meant to be ironic, that tattoo. There's no me. He'd go to Shoreditch, he'd be the coolest fucker there, and and he's been talking this whole time, and no one can hear him. Perfect. I want to get to that point. But you know what it is like? Those are girls' shoes, I'm pretty sure, anyway. No. I'm pretty sure those are girls' shoes, but you're pulling them off. You're not even aware that red shoes means you're racist. Don't they, when I was a kid, Doc Martens that were red or had red stitching meant you were a skinhead. So. Exactly, yeah. I want to hug you. Just the more he talks, the more I'm just looking at his warm bosom. And I want to rub my face into the stitching of that fish. Which has two meanings. You did the work for me. Loving it. Okay. Yeah, no, so because there's this thing that older people say, right, that always trips me out, where they always say, well, if you remember the 60s, then you weren't there. So I guess I was there. I do not fucking remember it at all, right? So that's what always... And must have been a really weird decade if you had a bunch of minus 20-year-olds walking around. You know what I mean? That's what always confused me about that statement, I try to picture what that would look like, and all I can just imagine is just a huge pair of my father's balls wearing like a tie-dye t-shirt and like a peace sign necklace. Does anyone even know what I'm talking about anymore? No. I thought you all went to uni. I didn't go to uni. I went to London. Yeah. More expensive and less yeah. Lonelier too. For a big city, it's quite lonely. That's all I picture is this guy at a rock. Okay, so we're in the 60s. There's me, 20 years before I was born, giant pair of testicles, tie-dye shirt. How shitty would it be standing next to that thing at like an open-air Woodstock rock concert in the hot sun? Giant pair of testicles. You'd be like, oh dear me, somebody cooking rotten onions? I don't know, but I think the smell is coming from underneath that tent made of chicken skin. So, you're welcome. You're welcome. I've gotten to travel around the country a little bit. Gotten to see some places. I've been up north. Anyone here been up north? By applause?
Yeah.
A few of you? Yeah, a few of you. Okay, wow. I'm not talking about North London. Although the whole country, the north of the country is will be North London one day. It eats it up like a northerner on a pie. But I got to go to a few different cities, and it's quite interesting experience and quite eerie sometimes. Went to Blackpool. Yeah, familiar with Blackpool. That's where you come from, Blackpool. Okay, here's something you may not know about Blackpool. And this is something that makes me very eerie. I've been doing comedy for a while, and it's shows you a lot of insights on what comedians' personalities are like, etc. And it's in Blackpool, and think about this next time you're there, back home, visiting your parents' graves. Well, there it is, laughing about death, see? That's what I'm into. Let's laugh at it. I'm so scared of dying. When next time you're in Blackpool, just stand there, look on the main road, what do you call it, the Golden Mile or whatever, on the Golden Mile, just look down the Golden Mile, and I swear to God, that's what it feels like to be inside the soul of a comedian. That's what it looks like. Inside, desolate. You've got the wreckage of fun everywhere. You're like, you weren't there when that fun was had. You can't remember, but it was so long ago, and it's just wreckage. And there's games. It's full of games that where the prizes are worthless. And you'll never win anyway. It's impossible to win. You just stand there playing them, going, I feel this parallels my own chase for fame. I'm trying to win 5p. Fucking. Come on. You want to? There's a beach there that you can't swim in the water, or you'll get eczema. Yes, yes, yes. You know what I'm talking about. Perfect, perfect audience. I doubt any other audience will ever laugh at that. Yeah, and then I got to go to Manchester as well. I used to live in Manchester, which is a great city, but you know, I always end up engaging in the British pastime, the middle-class British pastime, whenever I'm there, and I can't help it. You know, that British pastime you middle-class Brits have of losing stare-down contests with 8-year-olds. You know. No? First time I've ever said it on stage. No? You never have that? You never play that game? Well, as a woman, you might not have to. Or a very fair-haired guy, you wouldn't have to. Okay. For each one of my jokes, you don't laugh at an angel has a heart attack. Either way. Okay, you could come away tonight thinking, that guy was a shit comic. And I will help you out with that by telling you this brief anecdote. Again, I've never really said this, but this was at a gig I did recently that was in London. And I went up to the gig, and like before, okay, and then I'll finish with this, appropriate. And so I did this gig, right? So before I went up to do the show, I had to take a shit. So I went to the toilet to have a cheeky poo before the gig, as you do, right? And laughed at the word poo. Laughing again. Poo. Loving it. It's still working. She's fucking losing her mind. Perfect. Okay, well, I don't have to tell the story now, because that was fine. Fair enough. Anyway, I've been Mike Shear. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Legend.